When have you needed someone to initiate? A time when you felt stuck, or like things were at a standstill and you just couldn't get things rolling on your own. Maybe it's something as simple as when you were at a four-way stop sign. You know, we've got a four-way stop sign near my house, and it's the funniest thing. Nearly every time I drive through, the same thing happens. I see these people pull up and they can't quite remember whose turn it is. Maybe it's me who's forgotten. And there's some false starts until we figure out who has the right of way, and then they get to go. But every now and again, there's a unique problem. On rare occasions, 4 cars show up at the exact same time. Now, if it's just 3 cars, we've got a law for that. You yield to the car on your right. Problem solved. But guess who has the right of way when 4 cars simultaneously come to a stop at the intersection? No one. No one. Seriously. Isn't that crazy? I mean, no one actually has right of way, which means no one gets to go next because they're all just stuck. And what happens? Well, according to the law, everybody is supposed to just wait. They just sit there, incapable without an external agent coming along and moving things forward so that they could get along with their lives. In real life, of course, somebody's always going to wave the other people on, or somebody will just rush through and cheat. It's just a stop sign after all, and in the end, we can all negotiate that sort of impasse. But what about when we're stuck because of a bigger problem? What about when we're stuck in life, limited or trapped and incapable of bringing about our own rescue? You know, Jesus encountered people going through that very problem. He was born into a world full of people who were broken, hurt, and lost. Jesus walked the earth seeing people who on their own were stuck and incapable about getting going without the intervention of somebody else who was instead operating out of a health and fullness that actually none of us have on our own. Thankfully, Jesus didn't just show up to walk around and condemn those people. In fact, Jesus himself said, "For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost." See, Jesus came to earth with a passion and a mission. And that was to find the people who were stuck, to find the people who were incapable of getting going with a life of real fullness and abundance. And Jesus came to find those people. He came to find us because he loved us and wanted us to be freed and to experience real and whole life. He didn't do that because of what we brought to the table either. Jesus didn't do that because of our gifts or our skills or our abilities or our money or our fame or our charm. In fact, Jesus provided the rescue to us while we were actually offering the opposite. He saved us while we were carrying incredible, expensive, heavy baggage that he took from us and carried all the way to the cross. Jesus reached out for us. He helped us to find God. He helped us to find each other. He helped us to find ourselves, and he loved us first so that we could love him back, so that we could love God, so that we could love each other, and so that we could love ourselves. So when we talk about how God initiates relationships with us, there's some things to remember. First, Jesus loved us first so that he could restore us. And he also loved us first so that we could learn what it means to love each other, which means that we actually need to be the people who go around and love others first. Just like Jesus loved and served people who were messed up and sometimes even working against him, we're going to need to love and serve people who are sometimes just out to get us. And it's hard. But just like the love of God brought about transformation in our lives, in my life and in your life, the love of Jesus that you share with others might actually bring about transformation in their lives as well. Secondly, remember that Jesus didn't just initiate a relationship with us once. It's actually what he does over and over and over. He did it at the beginning with us, but also in the middle, when we start to drift and arrange our lives just to focus on ourselves. In those moments, God's grace is often to re-engage and call us back into real community with him and with each other. Because the thing is, perhaps more than anything else, it's when we live by ourselves for ourselves that everything in life starts to grind to a halt. I mean, that's so often how we bring about our own destruction. But Jesus clears that traffic out when he steps back into our lives, when he encounters and engages with us and beckons us to start moving forward again and to follow him. So when Jesus calls you to follow him, when he initiates with love and call, don't forget to respond. Because not only is that what you were made for, but it's also what's going to bring you forward to the next things in life that God has in store for you. So you think about how God reaches out, loves, and initiates relationships with all of us. Reflect on these ideas and questions we've talked about. When has someone pursued you for an activity or relationship before? What makes you want to pursue people for relationships or activities? And where is God initiating in your life right now? And where is He calling you to go? Reflect and then listen to see what God's saying to you, and listen for what He's got in store for you.